Hello, everyone. In the following moments, I invite you to a beautiful story. It is called The Weight of Hunger. Long before the forest learned fear, before paths pretended to lead somewhere, there was a village that survived by forgetting. It forgot softness. It forgot access. And slowly, carefully, it forgot mercy. Winter had taught it how. At the very edge of that village stood a narrow house, bent slightly forward, as if always bracing for bad news. Inside lived a woodcutter, his wife, and 2 children. The children were called Hansel and Gretel. Their names were small, but they were not fragile. Hunger lay with them, not loudly, not dramatically. Hunger sat quietly in the corners, watching. It slept between floorboards. It measured days by the sound of empty bowls. The father chopped wood until his hands forgot warmth. The stepmother counted bread the way others count prayers. And the children learn early that silence could be filling. At night, when the house cracked and the fire shrank into embers, Hansel would whisper, "Do you think the forest listens?" he asked once. Gretel thought before answering. She always did. "Yes," she said, "but I don't think it understands us." Hansel nodded. That seemed fair. The decision came on a night when the wind would not stop scratching at the walls. "We cannot keep them," the woman said, her voice thin with fear disguised as reason. "Winter is longer than kindness." The father said nothing. Silence can agree just as easily as words. Hansel heard everything. Children often do. That night, he slept outside while the moon pretended not to see. The ground was frozen hard, but stones still waited where they always had. Hansel filled his pocket slowly. Each stone was cold, honest, heavy enough to remember. At dawn, the forest opened its arms, not welcoming. The forest never welcomes, but whiling. They walk until the village loosened its grip on sound. The father's step grew slowly, the woman's faster. Then they stopped. "Wait here," the father said, his voice breaking where it tried not to. The forest said nothing. The children waited. When footsteps faded and did not return, Gretel's breath caught. Hansel did not cry. He reached into his pocket and let the stones fall one by one. They glimmered faintly, drinking moonlight saved from the night before. The path home did not argue. When they returned, the father wept. The woman stared at the floor. Hunger waited. It came again stronger. Hunger is patient, but never forgiving. This time, Hansel found no stones, only bread, soft, crumbling, already halfway to forgetting itself. Still, he tried. The forest accepted the crumbs politely. Birds thanked him, and then the path vanished. They walked until the trees grew closer together, as if sharing secrets. Gretel felt it first, the wrongness. The air smelled sweet, too sweet, like something pretending. The house appeared slowly, as illusions prefer to do. Sugar walls, windows glazed with something like joy. A door that smiled. Hansel reached out. Gretel did not stop him. Some lessons must be learned with hands. The woman who opened the door was small, bent, and warm-eyed. Poor children, she said. You must be starving. She was not lying. That was the worst part. Inside, everything was too much, too full, too soft, too eager. Beds swallowed them. Food incised. Hansel ate. Gretel watched. She noticed how the woman never swallowed. They passed strangely. Hansel was fed, measured, weighed with ice. Gretel was told to work. Just until your brother is strong, the woman groaned. Strong for what? She did not say. The house listened. The woman breathed. Hansel learned to make himself smaller. Bones are honest things. They do not lie well. Each day, the woman demanded a finger. Hansel offered her a bone. She was old, but hunger had blinded her long ago. Gretel learned the house. Which floorboards sighed, which shadow moved when it shouldn't, which kindness had teeth. She learned the owen too. One morning, the woman smiled too widely. Today, she said, we bake. She told Gretel to check the oven's heat. Gretel stood before it, feeling the roar on her face. I don't understand, she said quietly. Show me. Hunger loves confidence. The woman leaned forward. Gretel pushed. The oven is closed. The house screamed, not in pain, in relief. They did not run, not at first. They stood still while the fire settled into silence. Then the house began to crumble. Sweetness cannot survive truth. They left with pocket full, not of gold, but of knowing. The forest watched them go. This time, it did not interfere. When they reached home, the house was empty. The woman was gone. Some say hunger took her. Others say she followed it wingly. The father held his children and did not let go. Years later, people would say, Hansel and Gretel were lucky that they survived. But survival is not luck. It is learning when to push, when to wait, and what sweetness is a lie. If you ever walk in a forest and smell sugar, do not follow. If you ever hear a voice that feeds you too easily, listen harder. And if hunger knocks softly at your door, remember, it is patient. The fire burns very low now. The forest is quiet, and the children's, they are not longer lost. Good night, everyone.